Hello everybody, welcome back to another one of my MMA event preview videos. My name is Brian Nichols. Today, the MMA event we're going to be reviewing is Alaska Fighting Championship. I haven't done one of their reviews for their events in a couple months. It has to be more than a couple months. I'd say at least 6 months. I've actually been missing the cards as well. I need to get back in AFC, Alaska Fighting Championship that is. And I plan on watching the one that's going on tomorrow night, which is Wednesday, March 11th, 2020. According to their website, it starts at 7 p.m., but I think it technically, for us that are watching it on Fightpass and not in person or in Alaska, it starts at midnight so Wednesday night into Thursday. So technically Thursday at midnight Eastern for me being 11 p.m. Wednesday night because I'm in Central because I'm an hour behind. So I just wanted to quickly go over the card. Let me transition over to the card here. Don't mind my dog in the background on the couch. The wife taught him how to get on couches, so now he thinks it's okay to get on my couch. And I'm letting it slide because he's not feeling all that great. His nose has definitely been very stuffy. He's been trying to clear his throat and stuff, so I can tell he's sick. So I'll be nice and let him relax. So, anyways, okay. So Alaska Fighting Championship 158. I started looking over the card, but I thought, screw it, let's do it live. Let's look at this card for the first time together. I looked at 2 fights, and then I kind of was like, screw it, let's make the video. Now, the interesting thing is when you look at the AFC fight cards, you see all these fights. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fights. But then when you look at Tapology, they only have 4 fights. Why is that? Well, Alaska Fighting Championship, they actually do fights beforehand, like prelims, I guess you'd call it. Did they actually say prelims on here? No, they don't. So they do prelims-ish, and then they actually go live on Fight Pass with a couple fights. So it looks like for tomorrow's card, tomorrow night's, it's only going to be 4 fights. So the 4 fights we have the main event, co-main, and then 2 fights before that. So let's start with the main event. Main event looks to be for their Featherweight Championship of AFC. Co-main is in a welterweight, in the welterweight division, the third to last. Well, anyways, the fight after the co-main, before the co-main is heavyweight, and before that's catchweight. So let's look at the fights. So first one we have in the bout on UFC Fightpass is David Booker versus Ernesto Zarate. David Booker looks to be 6-5, so only positive by 1 win, and he's fighting Ernesto Zarate. The one thing I'm noticing here is it says 165 pounds, and that's what I noticed when I first started looking. 165 pounds. So I don't know if this is AFC's first time trying 165, but of course UFC doesn't have that division. I don't know if I can think of any promotion that actually has 165. And if you're not familiar, Alaska Fighting Champion, Invicta Fighting Championship just tested out open scoring. Well, I was just to say Invicta could try out 165, but what am I thinking? Women's divisions. I don't even think they have. I think they have 145 in Invicta. I don't think they even have a 155. So scratch that. What I should say is we need a promotion to step up and start doing 165. I want to say there might be a promotion in California now that I'm thinking about it, because I know California wanted to try 165. So, yeah, I mean, we have a fight here, 165. I always like seeing that. So, look, it looks like it's David Booker and Ernesto Zarate. Now, it looks like featherweight for David Booker. Let's look at his record here. Oh, weight class lightweight. Okay, so he's just going up 10 pounds and testing out 165. 5-7. Okay. Current streak of 1 win. And that win was in January 22nd. So it'll be less than 2 months, and he's already taken another fight. Before that, Tyson Duckworth, who I think is in the main event, actually. Yes, he is. I like this guy's nickname, the Coffee Boss. There's the Crochet Boss, and now the Coffee Boss. It's great. So, let's see. So, out of his last 3, he's 1-2. He lost to Chris Berberic, 1-4. Tyson is 6-5. Then he beat somebody that's 4-1. So, beating somebody that's 4-1, that's good. Yeah, because he was even 5-5, and they won that and went 6-5. So okay record for the AFC. Has he fought in any other promotions? Nope. Looks like he's been AFC his whole life. So AFC through and through for this guy. So yeah, that's our first fight with him. And then Ernesto Zarate looks like, I looked him up earlier outside of Tapology, and I couldn't find anything here. So it looks like this is his first professional fight. Not even any amateur fights I could find. So no idea on that. So we'll see how that goes. 165-pound fight. Somebody at 6-5 versus somebody at 0-0. I feel like that's not good matchmaking, but Alaska kind of makes do with what they have. So all right, so that's our first fight. Second fight, we have Jason Flowers versus Chris Johnson. This looks to be at 205 pounds. Now, again, this is another fight I was looking at that I thought was interesting. It states they're ranked number 23 and 24 in middleweight in Alaska, but if you look at Jason Flowers, his weight class, again, it mentioned at middleweight, which is 185, but yet the fight's at 205. And then if you look at Chris Johnson, he's heavyweight, and this is going to be at 205. So we have a middleweight going up to 205 and a heavyweight going down to 205. So kind of interesting there. And then, but that's the other thing. It says number 24 middleweight. So I don't know if maybe Tapology has this incorrect at heavyweight. Let's look at his fights. That's the other thing. Looking at Chris Johnson, the fighter here, his record is 3-11. Jason Flowers 1-4. So not great records. But if you look at Chris Johnson, nicknamed Jawbreaker, makes me think of the TV show Ed, Ed and Eddie. That's all I think about when I hear Jawbreakers. His current streak is 6 losses, so that is not good at all. 6-2, and he's going to be fighting at 205. So let's see, what kind of fighters has he lost against? So he lost against somebody that was 1-1. So he's had 13 fights at this point and lost somebody that's only had 2 fights. Jeez. And then he had 3 canceled bouts in 2019. So he literally just fought, oh wow, February 26th. That was less than 2 weeks ago. And he's going to be fighting. Yeah, he's literally, in a 2 weeks notice, he's fighting again after a loss. And he lost round 1, a minute 16 in. So I'm surprised. I guess a commission would be okay with that. I didn't get to see the fight. But yeah, from AFC 157 right to 158. Okay, 3 fights before that were all canceled. It doesn't say why, but 2019, that was December, October, September. So he's been trying to get fights back to back to back, and they've all just been falling through somehow. And then before that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses in a row. So he lost somebody who was 0-0. Yikes. He was 3-8, fought somebody who was 5-7, lost that. 3-0, 1-0, 2-1. So let's look at some of these other people, like their records currently, because this was 2019. So Turner, that's the only fight he won. Okay, I've seen him 7-8-1, so he's now negative, even though he was negative before. Saita 4-0, so that's a understandable loss if he's still 4-0. But when was his last fight? Well, 2019. So yeah, Chris is on quite the loss streak. I mean, he's only won 3 fights out of 13, so not looking great there. Whereas we have Jason Flowers, he's a current streak of 1. So let's see, he went up against somebody that was 12-12 on his first fight. Holy shit, he was 0-0 and fought somebody that had 24 fights. I understand putting fights together. I understand, but I feel like the job of the matchmaker is to not put somebody in a situation where, like, let's look at, well, amateur results. It doesn't show any amateur results for Jason. This gentleman, Cody Rice, who's 12-12 at the time. Wait a minute. Cody Rice. Wait a minute. Oh, he's fighting Chris Johnson. Oh, Cody Rice is the co-main. Oh, wow. Okay. This is all over the place here. So yeah, he fought Cody Rice when Cody Rice is 12-12. So does Cody Rice have any amateur fights? No, he does not. At least recorded here on Tapology. So again, I feel like the matchmaking the matchmaker, you know, no offense to them, but I feel like they failed Jason Flowers, giving him a fight against somebody that has 24 fights. I understand, okay, it's somebody that's net equal on wins and losses, but still, the dude's got 24 fights experience. Like here, Jason Flowers, his first official fight was 2018. Let's see, January, February, March, April, May. In May 2018. Let's look at Cody Rice. When did he start? Dude's been fighting since 2009. He's got 9 years on him. And it's been pretty... 2014, 2015... Every single year he's had a fight. Since 2019. How does that line up? Like, how did the matchmaker think that was a good idea? I understand you're trying to make do with what you have in Alaska Fighting Championship, but come on, man, you can't be doing that. That's terrible. And then he fought somebody who was 3-0 and he lost that. And he fought somebody who was 6-1 and lost that. Then he fought somebody who was 0-1, got a win, okay. And then fought somebody who was 4-1. So he's only lost to dudes that have had at least, or every person he's lost against has had at least, the smallest be 3 fights. Because he fought somebody 24 fights, 3 fights, 7 fights, and 5 fights. Now he's fighting somebody that's 3-11, 14 fights. If past is prelude, I'm assuming Chris will lose again. Because Chris Johnson is 3-11, so he got 14 fights on him. Anyways, let's go to co-main. Co-main, 170 pounds, so welterweight. We got Alonzo, who's 5-1. Okay, looking a lot better. Again, Cody Rice, 14-3. Let's look at Lonzo. Lonzo, no nickname. Looks like he fights a welterweight. Current streak of 1 loss. So he was on a 5 fight win streak. And then he was supposed to fight Jason Flowers. And fought Uros. What's Uros' record currently? 5-0. He's doing pretty good. Again, an Alaska Fighting Championship guy. And he has a win over Tyson Duckworth, who's in the main event. Interesting. AK beatdown. Yeah, you can hear my dog in the background. Poor puppy. AK beatdown, what is this? Is this another Alaska promotion? Oh my god, look at that. akbeatdown.com. I'm going to have to look in them. Their last event was in December. Right at the tail end of December 2019. Wow. I did not know about them. Look at this logo. It's funny. Anyways, getting off track here. So yeah, I mean, this should be good. I mean, he's 5-1. That's looking okay. And then he's fighting, and that's again at welterweight. So is Cody Rice normally fight at welterweight? Yep, looks like welterweight. His last fight was at welterweight, so we got that. Looks like they were supposed to fight in January, but that fell through. His last fight was his official last fight. Well, it'd be about a year ago for Cody Rice, nicknamed Pellegro. 6 foot, fighting at welterweight. Huh. All right, so that's your co-main. And main event, we have Jeremiah Sierra versus Tyson Duckworth. Looks to be for the 145-pound featherweight title. It'll be 5-minute rounds. Let's look at Jeremiah first of all. So, was this for a championship? It was not. So, I wonder if this is their inaugural, or maybe the champion of featherweight, let go of the title or something and left the AFC. But looks like, again, all AFC. He won against somebody that was 0-2. Then he lost somebody against 3-0. Who's now 4-0. He's looking good. AFC all the way. And then he beat somebody that was 0-0, and then beat somebody that was 4-0. Okay. And now he's fighting Tyson, who's 11-6-1. Tyson Duckworth. Let's look at his record. You can actually see what they're ranked. Number 6 in Alaska, and number 3 in Alaska. So 11-6. Now he fights at lightweight, supposedly. Lightweight. So his last fight was on that last card of AK Beatdown. Featherweight. Okay, so he normally fights at featherweight. Okay. He just had that one fight at lightweight. That was after a month. Man, these guys in Alaska, man, they turn around and fight so quickly. Wait a minute here. What's going on here? He had 2 fights in one night? Interesting. I don't know how that works. Did they have a tournament in Alaska Fighting Championship 154? I'll have to look into that. But hey, Tyson's on a 1, 2, 3, 4 fight win streak. So, yeah, I mean, and Jeremiah's on 2 fights. So, hey, that's a pretty good main event for AFC. Nickname for Jeremiah, La Aguila. What about Tyson? Come on, no nickname with a last name Duckworth. Come on, son. Cool. Well, that looks to be the card for Alaska Fighting Championship 158. Again, that's taking place Wednesday night and a Thursday, basically overnight for most of us here in the U.S. Again, you can catch that on UFC Fightpass. Looking forward to, again, don't take AFC super seriously. I mean, obviously, yes, there could be definitely some potential coming out of there, but a lot of the AFC fights, there's definitely a lot of people that, again, weird matchmaking, a lot of records that don't look all that great. It's just, it's not that I take it not seriously at all, because Mighty Mouse has come out of there, Jared Cannonier is coming out of there, so don't get me wrong, there's definitely good fighters that come out of Alaska Fighting Championship, but a very, very, very small amount, and it's just one of those promotions. It's just fun to watch. It's just a good time to watch. Me and my buddies, I know I streamed it once on my channel here. I forget which event it was. Let me look. I think it was AFC 145. So that was 13 events ago. So it was a little while ago. But it's just a good little fun promotion to watch, you know, and it doesn't take that long with only 4 fights. So anyways, thanks again for watching. If you liked the video, hit thumbs up, subscribe. I think, again, I'd like to make another video for probably maybe Bellator and UFC that's coming up this weekend. I might work on maybe a cold topic video as well. So thanks again for watching. Have a good night, and see you next time. Peace.